So this is week 8 of Excel spreadsheets, and this is one of the hardest spreadsheets that I have done so far. And this week it was for the Ring Family Farm, and the purpose was to organize their financial records by recording the expenses. And this is the main list of expenses. As you can see, is equipment, payroll, fees, medicine. This is the main one. And out of this expense sheet, I had it to create another copy of the expense sheet and rename the sheet as QFI. And this one is sorted out by category. It's grouped by category. So you can see it has administration, equipment, everything is grouped. Feed, payroll, repairs, and vet. In this one, and in order for you to group, you sort it out from A to C, and this is the way you everything, it was grouped by categories. On the Q6, the same thing took place. I made a copy of the expenses sheet and created a Q6. And this one, basically, it showed the repairs and the equipment. I went ahead and clicked the filter. I deselected everything first, and then I click equipment and repairs. I click OK. And the amount also, I made it from the smallest to the largest, and as it shows here, it goes from the smallest to the largest. On the Q7, the same thing took place. Made a copy from the expenses sheet, rename it, and this is only veterinarian expenses. And in order to do that, I went to text filters, click contain, and I click contains vet, and I press OK, and everything just came up. And then in order to get the total row, I went to table tools, and I click total row right here. For Q8, the same thing happened after making the copy of the expenses sheet. Conditional formate the row. First I highlight it, and I click the ones that say yes into to have the yellow background. For the Q9 sheet, basically the same thing. This one, I just went ahead into data and I subtotal it, and that's everything is showing the subtotals. You see the payroll, you have the subtotals of the payroll, the subtotal of the feed, the medicine. In this one, I went ahead and created the table, and I also created let me go back here. I created a pivot chart, and I just play around in order to get all the information that I needed it, in order to get the categories and into the rows, the columns, and the day pay, and the values into the amount, and that's the way it displayed. On the Q12, I went ahead and just did the same thing, and I just play around with the columns category in order to get the table. So pivot table summarizes data by categories and subcategories. Also, it analyzes and explores numerical data in detail. In the other hand, a pivot chart is the visual representation of the summary data in a pivot table. The purpose of creating the pivot table for this exercise was to determine the different types of expenses the Ring family had and the total amount spent from October 2013 to December 2013. I would have been able to access the data as fast as I did without using the pivot table. The pivot table made it convenient, and it groups the data in an organized way, which is easy to find. Thank you.